Good morning, Year 6. I hope that you're all safe and well and that you had a fantastic day yesterday. I hope that you enjoyed your maths doing those translations and that you understood that you had to move the shapes to the right, to the left, to up, to down. I hope you enjoyed doing that. And did you enjoy writing your paragraph for the City of Silence? Oh, I can't wait to read some of those. And then what did you think of the Mayer number system? Bit tricky, wasn't it? I hope you had lots of fun learning all about that as well. So we are at Thursday already. I can't believe how quick this week's going. I know I always say it, but I can't believe it's Thursday already. I have got such a fantastic day for you today. I think you're really going to enjoy what we're doing. So, I'm going to start with maths first of all. So, yesterday we looked at translations, and I've just said that's moving a shape up, down, to the left, to the right. Today we are focusing on reflections. So, I was thinking, what is a reflection? When you look in a mirror, you get a reflection. So at the moment, I'm seeing a reflection of myself because I'm on the computer screen. Although I'm talking to you, I'm actually on the computer screen talking to myself. So I've got a reflection of myself in front of me. But a reflection is when you look into a mirror and you get a reflection back. So it's opposite. It's the way that you are opposite, okay, facing each other, okay? So we're looking at shapes and reflections today. So here is the white rose learning sheet that you're going to be given today. And it is quite difficult because you are looking at translations and reflections. So it's really important that you don't get those mixed up. So as I said, remember that a translation is when you are moving the shape across, up, down, but reflection is when it's opposite. So you are sort of turning it, doing an opposite reflection. Okay. Now, if we were in school, I'd be using a little mirror to help you. So if you could find a little mirror at home, that is going to help you so much, okay? Because when you are looking at reflections, you're looking obviously into a mirror for the mirror image opposite. So that's going to help you. Now the first, get my finger in the right place, the first question is about looking at what the translation and reflection is, okay? So you can quite easily see if a shape is moved just along or up or down, because it's going to look exactly the same, but it's going to be in the same place, all right? In a different place, sorry. So it's moved from one place to another place like you did yesterday. But then a reflection is when it is opposite. So have a look at those and say which is a reflection and which is a translation. And if you can, just get a little pocket mirror. Ask Mum, maybe if she's got one for in her makeup bag or somewhere like that, that you can use to look at the reflection. Okay. Now, what I wanted to talk to you was about the second question, because this is going to, I've got some little strategies like I always do, all right, to help you. So if you haven't got a mirror, okay, I'm just going to give you a few clues about what you can do to reflect. So what we are doing here, okay, is we are going to reflect this triangle in the y-axis. Oh, okay. First of all, I need to know, what on earth does that mean? Where am I reflecting this shape to? Well, I'm doing it in the y-axis. So I know that this line up here is the y-axis. So you are going to reflect it in the other y. So you're going to go over here and you are going to reflect it. So basically what you are looking at is you are looking at this point here being reflected over to that side. So, listen to me. What you do is you count how many squares you are from the y-axis here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? No, 1, 2. I can't count anymore. I can't count the squares. Okay, so there's 2 squares here. And then I'm going to count 1, 2 squares here. And I'm going to put a little cross there. And I'm going to label that A. And I'm going to label that A as well. So 2 squares here, 1, 2. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to see that this triangle is 3 squares long. So I'm going to count my 3 squares, 1, 2, 3, and draw a line. Oh gosh, you can't see, sorry. And draw a line across, all right? So let me show you that. Let me hold it up a bit higher, okay? I'm going to count 2 squares in. So look, there's 2 squares from the y-axis here, 1, 2. And then there's 2 squares from the y-axis here as well, 1, 2. And just put a little cross, and we're going to call that A and A. And then I'm going to label that one B. I'm going to count how many squares are in that triangle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then I'll draw my line, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to label that one B like I had the other one because it's flipped over, isn't it? And then I look at this one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 squares for this one. Can you see that? It's the sun reflecting on there. So that's 4 by the y-axis, okay, here. Okay, that's a little bit clearer for you. So I'm now going to count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a cross there, okay? And that's going to be my C point. And then I am able to draw my triangle, okay? So just count how many squares away it is of that y-axis, and that's going to help you flip it and do the opposite. And if you use a mirror for that as well, that's going to really help you with that as well. So I hope you were able to see that and the sun wasn't reflecting too much on that. But if it was, watch the White Rose video because that's going to explain exactly how to do it, okay? And you can pause it and you can rerun it just to make sure that you're okay with that, all right? And then here, this question, okay, is reflecting in the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. So that is going to flip down there. Label those vertices, okay? Label those vertices, okay? And that's going to help you. So again, okay, let me move that forward so it's not in the sun. Okay, count how many squares. Look, 3 there. So then in the x-axis, I'm going to go down 3 squares, okay? And whatever I've labelled that, so if I've labelled that A, I'm going to label that one A, and then I might go up to the top one, okay? And I might say, right, how many squares are there? So I'm going to count them down. But also with that one, it's important that you count that it's 3 squares from the y-axis as well, so that you're really being accurate with what you're doing. So take your time with that, okay? Because it is quite a difficult concept for you. So just take your time with doing that. And like I said, look at the video and have a go at the first sheet, all right? Now, there's quite a lot involved in question 4. So tomorrow you might decide that you're just going to stay with question 4 and that you're not going to move on to the challenge. That's totally and utterly up to you. There's only a few questions on the challenge sheet that you haven't done, so it's totally up to you. If you feel like you want to stop at question 4 because there's quite a few different things that you need to do on there, then that's up to you. All right, just do your best like you always do, and I'll be super proud of you. Okay, well done, year 6. Now, English. You are definitely going to love this. I know I say it every day, but so you wrote your poem yesterday, your paragraph yesterday, all right, so your descriptive paragraph. So you might have done it as a description or a narrative, all right, so a story, all right, or you wrote a poem the day before that, okay, on a theme, okay, so you chose about, I think it was 3 or 4 different themes, and then you had 4 lines in each, all right, so you're going to choose one of those, okay, today, and you're going to do activity 13 and activity 14, and they are, I think, probably my favourite activities in the City of Silence, so you're very lucky that you're doing these today. Okay, so the artistic challenge, okay, so one of your ideas might already stand out to you, as a great setting to bring to life by drawing or painting it. Okay, so choose one of your ideas and sketch out what it might look like there. Okay, so here we've got an example of John's idea, the forest of premonitions. Okay, so here we've got an illustration of the forest of premonitions. So I'd like you to choose one of your abstract nouns and places, okay? Choose one that really stands out to you, that you really love, and I'd like you to draw that. Now, you're all such, I say it all the time as well, you are all such fantastic, creative and talented artists. So I really look forward to seeing what you draw and what you illustrate for that. And then the final, so this is our final activity for City of Silence, okay, is activity 14, which is on page 18, all right? So what you are doing for that, okay, is a performance, all right? Now, what I'd like you to do is either choose the paragraph that you wrote yesterday, okay, or the poem that you wrote on Tuesday, and I'd like you to perform it. You could either perform it in your bedroom, just to yourself, or to a sibling, or to a parent, or you could call the whole family in and perform it, all right? You decide what you want to do, all right? So think about when we're in school and we're doing a peer assessment, or sometimes we read out our work. You always love reading out and showing how wonderfully creative and talented you are with your writing, how beautiful your writing is. So I want you to be able to show and perform your fantastic work to your family. If you want to send me a video, you are very welcome. I don't mind. You can do it to me as well if you'd like to. Okay, so on here it's fabulous because there are some top tips for performance which I think are superb. So have a read of those. I'm going to have just to go through a couple of them with you now because I love them. So know your writing, your poem really well, so you can focus on your performance. So you only have to look down, but then you can perform to your audience, all right? Think about the tone of your voice. Now, some of the paragraphs I've been reading have been a bit scary, year 6. You know what I'm like. Sometimes you scare me a little bit with what you say, and they're very haunting. And oh my gosh, some of the things that I've read about circuses and clowns as well that you've been writing about, I think you like to scare me a little bit. But you've got to think, are you going to be really jovial and happy if you're talking about something that's a bit sad, okay, or a bit scary? What tone of voice are you going to use, all right? And are you going to slow down in certain places if you want to emphasise somewhere? Or do you want some pace? Is it going to be exciting? Is it going to be scary? What are you going to do? Are you going to go fast or are you going to go slow? Have a little think about that, okay? As you are reading your work aloud, you may hear certain parts that don't sound quite right. So as you're reading it through, now I know you do this at school, you sort of self-edit as you read it because you think, oh, that doesn't quite make, oh, I want to add this to it. So you could do that as well, okay? And I think this is the most important bit. Be confident and enjoy it, okay? Enjoy what you have written because I know, even if I haven't read it yet, that it is going to be absolutely superb because you are superb and you are all superstars and it's going to be wonderful, okay? So enjoy what you like and remember, speak clearly so your audience can hear you. If you put your head down and you read like this, no one's going to hear you. But if you've got your voice up and you project, people are going to hear you clearly. And they want to hear your every word because I know how exciting and descriptive every single word that you have written is. So have lots of fun with that year 6. I really hope that you enjoy that activity and I hope that you've enjoyed as much as I have the City of Silence. I think that's been a wonderful topic of work, and next week we are moving on to a new one, dare I say it, about monsters. Okay. I will tell you more about that on Monday. So that is this morning's lessons, okay? And this afternoon, you are going to have science and French. So we're also coming to the end of our French topic as well. So les vêtements, clothing, and you are on lesson 4. So log on to Language Angels, do the activities, choose which level you want to work at, and have a go at those fantastic games. I love playing those games. I often will find myself caught up in those games, playing them, and I find it a really good way of remembering, because sometimes it's quite difficult to remember all of the clothing. There's so many, and sometimes a French word sounds like our English word, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same piece of clothing. So I get a bit confused. So that helps it stick in my brain and I can understand. So have a go at those games as well. So do the activity and have a go at the games, which is brilliant. And then we are looking at evolution still in science. Well, you did so well last week. Oh my gosh, some of the species that you developed that had adapted were absolutely superb. And I think it was really showed me what a great understanding you had of evolution. Okay, and so today we are going to look at evidence of evolution, because a lot of you did fantastic biographies, fact sheets about Mary Anning and Charles Darwin. So I was thinking about Mary Anning, and so this week's lesson we are looking at something that's always interested me: fossils. Okay, so we're looking at fossils. So I want you to read through the slides about fossils, and then I'd like you to complete the tasks, okay, on slides 15 to 19. I think you're going to enjoy that a lot as well. So that is Thursday's work. I think you are going to have a fantastic day today. You've got some great learning and a variety of learning today, all right, and a variety of activities. So have a great time, and remember, just do what you can, and as always, just do your best. All right, Year 6. Look after yourselves and take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.